Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel, and I'd just like to take a little bit of time to talk about something upcoming here on the channel and ongoing right now, and it's the Mythos Busters campaign Playalong. You've probably already seen it on my channel. I've been doing this fairly often in the last number of years, where I'm participating in this group effort to play a campaign, one scenario each week with the community, and sometimes there's been some shakeups, and just to make the campaigns a bit more interesting. So let's talk about this one that's going to be just going for the next 4 weeks, and it is going to be something that I am involved in. I'm actually doing a lot of the work behind the scenes to make this experience fun and interesting. So please join me. So what we're doing is Night of the Zealot plus a side scenario in between the second and third scenarios of that campaign. That's Midnight Masks and Devour Below. So, we have this upcoming format change where we're going to have a few more 3 scenario campaigns. So let's revisit and celebrate that first chapter of Arkham Horror by playing Night of the Zealot again. Probably most of you have played it a few times. Maybe if you introduce the game to some of your friends, you've played it a bit more. But let's maybe do one last run. I don't think 3 scenarios is enough, though. So we're going to play a side scenario, and I held a vote on the Mythos Busters Discord, and it's going to be your choice of either Midwinter Gala or Film Fatale. No surprise, those are the 2 most recent side scenarios, and they're quite good. So that's going to be our plan. We'll be playing through those 4 scenarios starting this week and going for about a month. Of course, if you don't keep on that pace, that's okay. But the idea is that we all get to experience, maybe with different investigators and different, teams, solo, 3 player, whatever it might be, share some of our experiences with these scenarios at the same time. So that's the campaign that we're playing. We are playing with a limited card pool. More on that in a second, but generally the campaign play-alongs make us have a similar small card pool, which to me also is kind of fun because we get to look at some cards that we otherwise might not put into our decks, might not make the cut, and let them shine for a little bit. Also, of course, makes it a bit harder. I like a challenge, and any sort of limited card pool is a challenge. Of course, in the new version of Arkham Horror, the designers themselves have said, look, we're going to have this current card pool where you're only using a few cycles at a time anyway, but also optionally having what they called limited, which was picking a few different cycles of your choice and seeing if you find some cool interactions between the cards there. So it's kind of a similar story. More on what we'll do for that in a second. As I just said, 1 scenario each week. Sometimes I like to play an entire campaign in a week, or maybe even one day. Pacing things out is a good thing, but again, it's also so we can share our stories about what's going on. So that's the last point here. If you are on Discord, there's a channel in the Mythos Busters Discord for you to share your runs, like what's going on, how much VP you're getting, any fun moments. There's also a place to register and submit your stories and experiences through Google Forms. So I'll share that with you as well in the um, in the description of this video. But there's just a place to do that for the first initial scenario, the gathering. One slight variant for this is if you'd like to play the Return to Night of the Zealot, that's going to be possible. I'm recommending you do that for the gathering because the gathering itself is it's a bit short. And if you do have access to the Return to, I know many people don't, but if you do, then it'll spice it up, maybe flesh it out a little bit more than usual. So that's the very simple gist of what the campaign play along is. We want to talk about the limited card pool rules. As usual, we have just the revised core plus the 5 starter decks. Nathaniel Cho, Harvey Walters, Winifred, etc. That's not very much. That's not very much. If you've never played with just the core and the starter decks, you might be saying, I need a little bit more. So here's what I'm offering you. You can add any one of your choice of the following cycles. So they will be Dunwich, Carcosa, Circle Undone, and Drowned City. So 4 different cycles, choose one of them, and your whole table should choose the same one. So none of this, well, I'd like cards from Carcosa, but my friend wants cards from John City. No, everyone picks the same cycle. And the reason why, and that's a lot of cards, right? You could pick return 2 cards from the first 3 as well. The reason why is what I'm going to do, and this is the fun part that I get to do behind the scenes, is that your choice of card pool is going to actually affect the campaign. And what does that mean? Well, the gathering is going to be exactly the same. Nothing fancy or special going on. But starting with Midnight Masks, the scenario itself is going to be different. It's going to be largely the same concept with a bit of a twist based on the campaigns that these cycles are. So if you are playing with the Dunwich Legacy card pool, you should also have the Dunwich Legacy in campaign expansion because you're going to need some cards from there. There's not any print and play element to this per se, just some extra rules, maybe a different agenda or act, or some extra instructions about what happens when you flip them. Don't want to give away too much, but for each of these 4 cycles, you will get some flavor, or more than flavor, for the Midnight Masks. Also, something for Devour Below. So, some of these will be bigger changes than others. I've tried my best to balance them to still be basically the same difficulty. They're probably all going to be a little bit harder, but not too much. Um, if you know me, you probably know that I think very hard about this sort of thing. So I've tried to keep within the spirit of the original Midnight Masks, but add a bit of a twist to change things up. And you're going to find out all about what that will entail on Saturday. So Saturdays are when the next scenario is then available on Discord, and that's where I'm going to be posting all the information, uh, extra rules, etc., that you might be able to incorporate. If you're playing digitally, that will also be available to you in that way, kind of like what I've been doing for the campaign play-alongs that you see me do on my channel. I think this is really fun. To me, it's really fun just to design this, and I hope you enjoy the experience too. If you want to go back and play this and choose a different cycle so you get a different version of Midnight Masks and Devour Below, that'll be cool too. Remember, after the second scenario, after Midnight Mask, we're going to be playing a side scenario, so you're going to need some XP to play that side scenario too. So that is kind of it. The last sort of thing to talk about here is just the logistics. As I just said, we're right now in week 1 playing the Gathering. It's straight up. There's nothing special here. You can play it today and nothing changes. Starting on Saturdays, that would be Saturday the what day is that? That is the 21st. You're going to get more information about Midnight Mask. So if you haven't joined the Discord and you want information about that, then that's where it will all be starting Saturday morning. So there's also places to sign up and just get other information, communicate with me and the other campaign play along organizers who are helping me develop this a bit behind the scenes as well. And yeah, that's basically it. It's going to be fun. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how people experience Midnight Mass, especially this weekend. And also like which cycles are more popular. Are people going for the Drowned City cards? Are people going for um, Circle Undone? And why? So like if there's a particular choice you're making, let me know too, because I think that's kind of cool. One other thing I didn't write up here as far as the card pool goes, if you want to, it's fine to sprinkle in some of those new cards that we're getting out of the new Evergreen starter decks. But by and large, the point of this is to kind of celebrate chapter 1, and we'll look forward to stuff in chapter 2 in the future. But if you want to use some new cards, because always people want to see what it's like to play with these new cards, that's fine. I am not the Arkham Police, but the idea is to celebrate what has been an excellent, fantastic game and campaigns for the last 10 years or so. That's all. I hope you join me and enjoy the campaign play along.